it up's gonna be alright. All night, alright. With you, why do you gotta all night, alright. So slow, give it up, gonna be alright. All night, alright. With you, Give it up, gonna be alright. Give it up, gonna be alright. All night, alright. With you.
If you go through your life and you don't experience the song that is For No One by the Beatles, that's the name of the song, For No One, I don't think you have truly gone through life. Hello, everybody. How are you going? And welcome to this, your Saturday Footy NRL Watchalong live stream. 3 absolutely cracking games. And we start with easily, in my opinion, the most crackingest of them all between the Dolphins and the Warriors. This one is an absolute rip snorter. It is a brilliant clash between team number 2 in the comp and team number 3 in the comp. These two sides have been in absolutely unreal form all season long, and I truly don't know who to tip in this one. I have gone back and forth and back and forth. Let's get into the teams. Lorenzo's got his follow out the way early. Thank you very much, brother. All right, we only have a minute until kickoff. I'm going to rush through this. 0 changes to anyone except for Tavita Nafahu coming onto the bench and Luke Metcalf coming onto the bench. The outs are Jackson Ford and Micah Taufua, and also Brian Punu, John Finney are going to for Oren Keeley, Tom Gilbert, and Trey Fuller. That's pretty substantial. Anyway, I need to actually get my broadcast up because I'm currently straight up not watching the game yet. Wow, that's very white. That's surprising. This isn't just a white screen, but anyway. Robin says, do you know streaming link? I don't know what you... Oh, sorry. Link for the game. No, I do not. I do not. It's available on Fox League and KO in Australia. Probably Sky in New Zealand as well. Damn it. Okay. I need to go grab my Pepsi, then I'll be back. We so back. We're still not kicked off on my screen yet, by the way. Here's a question for you lot. Do you think that the Timmy Trumpet thing is corny? I don't think it's corny at all. I think it slaps. But a lot of people apparently think it's corny. What's your prediction? Dolphins win. I predict Dolphins win. Hang on, my camera's all kind of blurry. There we go. I predict Dolphins to win, but not overly confidently. If Warriors win, I think I'm going to really be sitting here being like, oh, well, of course they did. You know, they are absolutely banging and they constantly overachieve. So there are still empty seats here at the stadium. I would expect that. I would still expect that. All right. Would have been better if both teams had been at full strength? Of course. Of course. But, you know, injuries will happen throughout the course of a season. It happens. It happens. All right, we're about to have kickoff. There's the kickoff if you want to sync up with me. We are underway for one of the superest Saturdays in recent memory. Tamari Martin gives it on to find Tanner Stowers. Sorry, is it Tanner Stowers Smith? No, it's Mitch Barnett to start the game. No, I've absolutely butchered it at the very first attempt. Very first opportunity. That could not have gone possibly worse for me. God damn it. Look, when they have two bald forwards... two bald front rowers specifically, then it's not my fault. It's probably more their fault. Legman W win yesterday? Oh, I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon. I was really happy with the performance. I think we overcame quite a bit of adversity throughout that game at times, particularly due to our own making, but got the job done, and I'm really proud of that. I'm super happy heading into the bye. All right, catch there by Selwyn Throbo, who, my God, he absolutely carved during State of Origin. We'll see if he can back it up here today. I sort of suspect that he will. He's in a rich vein of form. Real Mr. Heinze says, I'm a Roosters fan, but up the waz. I'm inclined to agree, although I'm blessed in that these are two sides that I really, really like. So it's great to see them both succeeding at quite a high click. Which team has the home field advantage in terms of support in the stadium? Absolutely Dolphins, right? I know the Warriors have a lot of fans up in Brisbane, but surely it's still the Dolphins. Looking at the poll that you guys have voted on, we've got 20 votes so far, and it is Dolphins who are on top with 60% of the votes thus far. I think that will probably level up a little bit the more we go on. Yo, like guy, how much for you to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? I said earlier, like $3 roughly. No more, no less than that. I'm going to turn on some of the Twitch power-ups as well that I wasn't available to do yesterday. Okay, cool. We're officially underway. We're good. 6 more there for the New Zealand Warriors. I've got to be honest, with the cheer that went up there from the crowd, you might think that it is a Warriors home game, actually, in hindsight.
Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
Nope. Got me working
Lorenzo
early.
Theraborn just redeemed, changed the background color. Legman PLS livestream Uzbekistan versus Democratic Republic of the Congo at 9:30 a.m. in the morning. Purple for Melbourne to pump the crap out of Manly.
Yeah, that's one that I think is maybe the toughest to pick out of all of today's games. I can't figure that one out. I think the really genuinely... Oh, it's another 6 more there for the Warriors. That's one that would make sense completely either way. Manly could smash them, and you'd be like, oh, of course. Melbourne have been up and down, and they don't have Jerome Hughes. But I think Melbourne could smash them, and you'd be like, oh, of course. Manly lost last week, and Melbourne have been absolutely on a tear lately. So, you know. Could go either way. As for streaming Uzbekistan versus Congo, that's not something that I'm overly keen to do. So, shan't be. Shan't be. All right, Warriors looking good here with the first good attacking opportunity of the game. Halfway through a set here, they're within 10. Tamade Martin, that's stunning. That's stunning. Catewell, he dropped it. I think he's dropped it. I think the hammer on his Queensland teammate has absolutely saved the arse out of this try. That's why he gets the big bucks.
Take your blood money now, watch Last Airbender.
I don't want your blood money. If anyone gets that reference, then you enjoy good musicals. That's... My defense legally is... I said like $3. Not $3. He's absolutely butchered that. He's butchered that try. God damn it, Kurt. Alright, ASMR time. I remember watching it when I was a kid, but I never really understood completely what was going on, I'll be honest. Yeah, Battle of Brookvale. Battle of Brookvale, I mean, it could go either way. Yeah. It's so hard to tip. And I've been tipping kind of well this year as well. Sorry, I'm a little bit ill, so I'll be doing a bit of that throughout the stream. Yeah, I've been tipping really well this year. Apparently, I'm in the top 4% of tippers, which for me is incredibly rare. If I tip above 60, 65%, normally for me, that's pretty good. I overthink things too much. But, yeah, that one I really can't figure out at all. Name a better unofficial team mascot than the Mart Smart Joker. You can't. He is so iconic. He's so good. And yeah, we're now at a point where every fan base has their iconic fans. But yeah, he's I think the best of the crop. Isaiah Cartel with a kick up over the top. It's back off the Warriors. It should be 6 more here. Combo for the corner. I think he's got there. I think he's got there off a hot try-scoring night for Queensland in State of Origin. Selwyn Throbo gets the first for the Finns. Lorenzo says no try. His foot went out. Has it? I haven't seen a replay that would show that just yet. It looked a little bit like he was reaching out, like he was a little bit far from the try line. Had a lot of work to do. Must be that right foot dragging down underneath, because I think the left foot's in the air. No, I think he's got that. From the back angle, maybe the front will show it. It's Cobbo with the fluoro boots. Yeah, no, he's got that easy. Got that absolutely easily. But yeah, I think, as I said, almost every fan base, I think, has an iconic fan that I can think of being like, oh yeah, you're the guy for that club, or like a handful of guys. Like for Manly, it's the Hello Sport Boys or Ella Kazma. For Roosters, it's Hainsey. For Souths, it's... Yeah, actually, they don't matter too much, do they? No, they've got, the random Souths guy and that stuff. So, you had an isolated childhood if you didn't watch Avatar The Last Airbender, let's be honest. Well, I had Dutch cartoons, is what I had. So, in my defense, was a little bit tricky to watch the cartoons in English. But, anyway... Yeah, that one is confirmed. By the way, I want to shout out Sam Walker, by the way. He's currently fourth highest try scorer in Roosters... Sorry, fourth highest point scorer in Roosters history. 6 points off Daniel Tupou. But in reference to this game in particular, at Suncorp, he is the first Rooster... Sorry, the fastest Rooster to hit 100 points at Suncorp Stadium. Which is cool. Off the post there, Jermaine Sarkort remains 4 points, 2-0. Name a current player in the NRL and name an NRL club he would look weird play for. Perth is included. Well, back in the day, I would have said Spencer Leniu Roosters. I really just could not picture that whatsoever. Let me think. Daly Cherry Evans Roosters. There's so many, but my mind's just kind of scrambling. Let's go. Who's iconically at their club? Let's go. Cameron Murray would look weird playing for the Warriors. He would look weird playing for the Warriors. I think it'd look weird playing for the Storm or Roosters as well. But anyway. Oh, and that's a great kickoff there for the New Zealand Warriors. That's massive. They're going to recover the ball and be 10 meters out and go right on the attack. Easy as you like. Isako, after missing the conversion, has had a nightmare there. The ball got away from him, and it just beats Isaiah Katoa as well. Wise get the ball back. And the crowd, they celebrated it. I've got Turbo for Wise. Turbo for Wise is very much up there. I think that's odd as well. Maybe that's more odd, actually. I think Sammy Walker might want to test the market because he didn't have the opportunity to last time because of his ACL injury. Well, there were some reports of that, and then the people that made the reports, i.e. James Hooper, came out and immediately said, no, that won't happen, actually. They've done a 180, which I think is interesting. That the reporting that he did was they've done a 180 rather than, oh, I was wrong. But anyway, could be. Could still be. We don't know. Clark, he was failing to ball play throughout the middle. Just took a run there. I thought for sure he would have tipped it on as he usually does. Egan now. Oh, that's a nice pass. Back to Tamale Martin. Torpiki onto Leitawa on the wing. That was a great little run from him. All right, Egan now to find Aaron Clark in the hands of Chanel. Oh, wild cutout pass to find Chance. Off the back of 4 tries last week, he might get there this time. Jeez, he was closer than he had any right to go right there. Capewell in a dummy half. Gets it back to find Chanel. We'll put a kick across field, aimed at sort of the back row area. Goes up for it there, and they've got a try straight away. They hit back through Jacob Taliban. I absolutely love what they're doing in the back row at the New Zealand Warriors. So many brilliant young players coming through. And Jacob Laban gets the answer back immediately for the Waz. Benji says, welcome everyone to the stream. Glad you could all make it today. We have brilliant games like this one. Will the Dolphins go 8 in a row? Will the Warriors keep second? Find out here on the Leaguie channel Watchalong live stream. I should get you to just be me. I think you're way better at the job, personally, than I would be. Alright, surely we've had enough purple background by now. Yeah, we have. By the way, just want to say, what a commentary team we've got today. Sean Johnson and Luke Keary. Way to make me feel old as hell. But regardless, still... How good? How good is that? For me, it's Bizza at any other club that's not Penrith. Do you think Toto is more associated with Penrith than like Yo or Cleary? I was trying to think of like a Panthers player. I'm thinking it's Yo. Yeah, the grounding was a little bit suspect, but I'm giving that for sure. He did well there. He did very, very well. And the Warriors, I've praised this away kit that they're playing in. Obviously, I love pretty much every Warriors kit that they've been putting together lately. The one last week was outstanding, but this one I think is very special. We're still not confirmed here. Has he potentially knocked it odd into a Dolphin? I think he's got it. It's free there, but he regains it and he scores. Yeah, try confirm. I'm happy to give that for sure. Legman bought a retro jersey today. Which club? You should try confirm and Pompey will kick to put them in front. Laban is so good in the air. He is. And it's really, I think Jeremiah Nene was like the first back rower, at least in the modern game, that had that absolute brilliant aerial ability. And now it's become a real thing. Kick there from Pompey. You don't hear it spoken about all too much, but at least in my perception, I might be wrong, but I feel that now, with the kick across field, a back rower is a genuine target. It used to always be you're kicking for the center or the winger, but now it's always sort of, well, not always, but largely towards the back rowers. Nane, Laban, you see, I think Halasima as well is also quite capable in the air for the New Zealand Warriors. So, guys like that, you see a lot more of. How does this sport work? Did he get a touchdown? Let's go. Firstly, I'm very happy that you're here, given that you don't know how the sport works. He got a try, so it's slightly different to a touchdown. Both American football, which is where touchdown comes from, and rugby league come from the same origin. So, in effect, yes, he got a touchdown, but we call it a try. Touchdown is in football, right? Is in American football, yes. We have to actually, though, ground the ball. In American football, ironically, you don't need to touch it down. You just need to run it into the end zone. But we have it so that you have to ground the ball in the end zone area. Mitchell Moses at the Tigers again. No, I can see that. I can see that. Leka Alasim is good in the air and is not very tall either, but he has hops. Brother has hops. Absolutely, he has hops. I'm trying to think of other back rowers who are particularly good in the air. None are especially coming to mind, but they're out there. Because you see, as I said, you see them targeted so much in recent years. Reece Walsh at the Raiders? That would be tricky. That would definitely be tricky. But I think I'm looking for someone that's like so associated with one team. Like Josh Papali'i, for instance. I couldn't picture him really else, but Josh Papali'i at the Roosters. Oh, what the hell? That's so weird. That's so weird. Why do we ground the ball? It needs to be out. It needs to be out of the house to play. I'm not sure what you mean by the second one, but it's rules of the sport. You need to put the ball down, as opposed to American football, where you don't need to put the ball down. All right, kick there from Isaiah Katoa. Underneath, Dallin can't get it. Herbie gets a pass to find Sawa Kobo for a second, and I think he's got there. My God, he's in a rich vein of form. And Sawa Kobo gets the Dolphins. No, I was going to say he gets the Dolphins back in front, but it's going to go up as a no try. Can you say that Farai is a chud as a joke, please? Farai is a chud. All right, so they're looking at a couple of different things. Firstly, the contest, but then also a knock-on in the in goal. I thought he got the grounding, to be honest. I was happy to give that. I might be wrong, but we'll see if there was a knock-on potentially in the contest with Herbie Farnworth. All right, so it's a matter of Herbie or Dallin Wateni Selesniak. Oh, thank you, Mario.
That's why you get the big bucks.
How many All Blacks losers will it take before Union media start blaming Warriors and RL in general for stealing talent?
Are the All Blacks losing? Honestly, news to me. Like, I'm not LARPing as a Union, hater. I don't even hate Union at all.
Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
But I wouldn't know.
Captain Ellerbo just redeemed change the background color. Yellow for the Socceroos.
Okay, yellow for the Socceroos. I'll answer the question, by the way, in a bit more depth. We're through to the grounding here. Cobo. It was a good attempt from Tamade Martin. That's for sure. It's potentially hard. No, I think contact's okay. Oh, I'll tell you what. They got 99% of the way to scoring that try. That might be still a finger on that. I think I'm giving it. I think I'm giving that as a try. It went up as a no try. But on that first angle, I think I'm giving it. Contact. Okay, they're saying no downward pressure there. What's a Cobbo? That's his name. That's the player's name. Selwyn Cobbo. No try. No try. Was not expecting early scoring like this in this game. I sort of was. I think both sides are largely built on attack. Reckless Ollie says that should be a try. I can see why that would be a divisive one. And I think personally I would fall on the side of if it went up as a try, I'd give that as a try. That's one of the great try savers I've seen from a half. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's very, very good. Anyway, the All Blacks. I've just heard that, you know, the All Blacks are faltering a little bit and that rugby league's taking over in New Zealand. I don't know how much I believed it because I'm getting it through rugby league centric media. But is it the case? Is it the case? Oz are playing Egypt in the round of 32. Right, I thought we were going to play Iran. Is that better? That's probably not better than Iran. What's a try? This is football. It is a touchdown. So no, this is not football. This is not American football. This is not gridiron. This is a sport called rugby league. Good catch there from Hamiso Tabawai Fido, and he earns a penalty for his side off the back of it for contact in the air. How good. Watson says I'd have given that. As again, I can see why it would be divisive, for sure. Could go either way. I don't think it's right or wrong either way, though. I can see why they made the decision that they did. So Cody Nikorima to kick for touch. It was due to high contact in the air, I believe, on the hammer. All Blacks sacked their coach at the beginning of the year. He's only been in for 18 months. Not a great sign. Definitely not a great sign. Iran had a last-second goal chalked off. Damn. Yeah, I would have preferred to play Iran, for sure. Katoa's hurt here. I said Katoa is hurt. The mole is devastated. He feels that Katoa should be the New South Wales 7. On from the hammer to find Herbie. Gets the ball out to Nikorima. He has Cobbo outside him. He won't need him. No, he will need him. That's not a try. He hasn't got it. He hasn't got it. It's awarded a try. It's not a try. I'm not putting it on the board. Adam G's given it, but he hasn't. He's grounded it on the touchline. Look, I'm just saying, I was the best touch judge in a nation for like 5 years. I don't get these ones wrong. Ever. As Jose Katoa comes off the field, not what you want to see if you're a Dolphins fan. Look, it doesn't look too bad. But no, he hasn't got it. I'm not putting that on the board whatsoever. Tanner Smith has absolutely cleared him here. Absolutely, he's done enough. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm the best. I was the best touch judge in the country of the Netherlands. I ain't getting them wrong. Daddy says, I've seen one of the great half tackles and one of the great half finishes. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You've seen one of the great big boy season front row try savers. How good is the big fella Tanner Smith? Ain't nothing special, little bro. Very, very special. Very special. You know how much aura I just put on the line? If he'd scored that would have been absolutely diabolical for me. How good. No try. By the way, Lorenzo, can you say that you were the best touch judge in the country? I don't think so. I don't think you can, brother. I don't think you can. If Australia somehow beat Egypt, they'll most likely play Argentina in the round of 16. Look, by the time you get to the round of 16, you're going to be playing good teams anyway. I reckon, for me, making the knockouts is a mark of success.
That's why you get the big bucks.
Don't blink. Don't even blink. Blink and you're dead. They are fast, faster than you can believe. Don't turn your back, don't look away, and don't blink. Good luck.
Is that... I'm going to say that's Doctor Who Weeping Angels, even though I've never seen Doctor Who. Thoughts on the proposed new broadcast deal set to eclipse the AFL deal? Happy with it. I think that it's a win for the fans to keep the status quo of Fox and 9. It could have been a lot worse. Could have had a few different streaming services across different times of the year. It's not what you want. So I'll take it for sure. And I like the value of it as well. It's very, very high, and I think that it will hopefully trickle down and benefit the game. One thing I really like about it, particularly, which hasn't been spoken about, is the fact that it's 7 years. It's very long, which there's ups and downs to that. But, for example, my video on piracy and the rise of it, that made me kind of concerned about the long-term future of the value of broadcast deals. But to lock them into 7 years, that sort of ensures the game for quite a long time now. So, can the Dolphins score to put the game back in their hands? Find out here on the Watchalong live stream of the league. I thought you were asking a genuine question. That's funny. With Tanwa, that's two Tanwas now. Tanwa Boyd and Tanwa Stower Smith. I'm giving it. It's funny. I've never really thought of that. But yeah, Tanwa Stower Smith for sure. Dallin Watini Selesniak. That's not, you don't even need to change that one. Ali Leitawa. Wide Egan. There's so many, actually. That's insane. There's heaps of them. Tain to Wa Peaky. Tanwa Stower Smith. Dummies. Goes through a little half gap there. That's a good run from the front row. Tamaire Watin. In the hands of Ali Leitao Wa. Back in field. And it gets to the hammer. Tackled by Tain to Wa Peaky and Jacob Taliban. Is Cobbo the quarterback? All right. You got to be trolling at this point. You have to be trolling at this point. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm happy we get an extra game on the Sunday. Yes. I would love to know, though, in terms of the specifics, I said this yesterday, the changes around the origin period, if any. I'd be disappointed if there weren't any, but I don't think there will be. And changes potentially to content use rights for content creators would be nice. I'm now just thinking of other ways to put Wah in the names of Warriors players. Mitch Warnett. Kirk Kate Wah, obviously, I think is already an established one. Eddie Aramir Tawava. Dimitri Avai. That doesn't really work. Vai Mongwa. That's not bad, actually. Marat Wa Niukore. Anyway, yeah. I have too much fun with that. I have way too much fun with that. You're not trolling. Okay. Then I will say this once more and be abundantly clear here. The sport that you're currently watching a watch-along for is not American football. It's not gridiron. It is a sport called rugby league. It is fundamentally different. We do not have touchdowns. We do not have quarterbacks. We have halfbacks, fullbacks, and they do come from a similar origin, but the two sports are very, very different. Cobbo is what's called a winger, the player that stands sort of similar to a wide receiver in American football, but really the comparisons aren't that ideal. They are different, but it's just probably the closest. The person that stays on the flanks, and their job is mostly to score tries. James Fishwa Harris, that's good as well. That's very good. Back to fight Tamade Martin. Dallin for the quarter. Bang. Bang. They extend their lead after the Dolphins were denied down the other end. The Warriors are leading 10 points to 4. Yeah, I'd recommend Winters watching the video Reckless Ollie has put in the chat. Some sort of explainer for the sport would be ideal. What are halfbacks? Yeah, again, I watch the video. Watch the video. Yeah, Dallin Wateni Selez. Oh, Selez Niwak is crazy. That's insane. Yeah, good finish there from Dallin. Very, very good finish from Dallin Wateni Selezniak. Laban as well. Again, aerial threat. Catches it and just passes it back to Tamade Martin. Doesn't have any other visions to do anything other than just get the ball on. How good is that? Warriors absolutely cooking. Oh, look here, he's just called him Watin Selesniak. But anyway. Damas is happy, as you should be. This is a massively important game in the context of this season. There's obviously a heap of games left to be played, but you look at that battle for, really, I think it's a battle for second. Checking out the ladder. So you got Warriors sitting on 24 points at the moment. Dolphins sitting on 22 points at the moment. Obviously, winner of this game will get 2 more points. Roosters sitting on 24, but Roosters for and against is heaps behind the other two. Heaps behind the other two. So really, the other two have essentially an extra 2 points. There is very, very real possibilities that at the end of the season, these teams are separated by 2 points. So every 2 points that you can get and prevent the other team from getting is massively important. Great kick there from Adam Pompey, and the Warriors extend their lead to 8 points. Watson says, I do not like Dallin's facial hair. His hair is glorious, though. Yeah, it's, I've never really thought about the facial hair, but it's certainly the flowing mullet is heaps better. Thoughts on becoming PM and banning rugby union as a human rights violation? I would sooner ban AFL, but would I actually? Yeah, actually, I definitely would. I definitely would. But yeah, I think that's certainly a policy objective that I would pursue. Yep, for sure. Cobbo offer a HIA. He's sort of just staying at the side of the field, interestingly. I don't know why he's not going off to actually take the assessment. Anyway, now he comes off. Thoughts on Kiri getting a bigger role on Fox? Want to bet he's trying to get an NRL coaching gig. I don't think he's keen to be a coach. I said this from when he was playing. From long before he even had thoughts of retiring. I remember seeing an episode of the Matty Johns show where he was the guest, and I said, Luke Keary will be the next Matty Johns, which is a huge statement. Matty Johns is the biggest media figure in our game. And I just remember thinking, by the time Luke Keary is sort of getting up to that age where he's going to have an experienced media career, he will... Matty Johns will probably be looking to maybe retire, sail off into the sunset. I absolutely stand by that. And everything of Luke Keary's media career so far has lent towards that happening. I've had conversations with Matty the Waterboy from Bloke in the Bar, who knows a lot about media. And he's worked with Luke Keary a couple of times, and he just says, Luke Keary is just incredible. He's the up-and-comer. He's the guy who's going to go from strength to strength. And I love it. He was my favorite player for a long, long while at the Roosters, and to see him have that platform is brilliant. We'll say, though, as I said before, seeing a commentary team with Luke Keary and Sean Johnson, that makes me feel very aged. But it is great. It is great. Puppy is crucial, really, for his goal kicking, because our Haas are mud goal kickers, especially with no Tamwa Boyd. Yeah, that's essentially why... I mean, there's other reasons why he has to be in the squad. He's a solid centre, but, like, that's a big reason, I think, why he keeps his spot there, even when the likes of Rocco Berry are available. But he did, you know, he had an off night with the boot a couple nights ago. Obviously, a couple weeks ago, missing that kick that would have sent us through to Golden Point. But anyway, is what it is. All right, run there from Fine Fuiaki with the iconic rat tail. Did well there, got a few post-contact meters out of it. Played there now through race. It was... Who's that 13? Knowles? I nearly called him Ray Stone, and I was like, nah, that guy got here. Yeah, it's Morgan Knowles. It's Morgan Knowles. Run by Lemuelu there. So this will be the last coming up now. Kick there from Brad Schneider. No, I won't say that, Benji. He's still welcome here. Just as long as he doesn't spam. I think it's knocked on there by the hammer, probably, yeah, into Taintor Picky. That is going to be the ruling, so it's going to be Warriors ball. Hammer is looking a little bit confused. There might be a challenge. Yeah, I think that's definitely the right call, though. Hammer so Tabawai Findo. Not bad. Not bad. Really not bad, actually. All right, so Chance will play it there. It's going to be Shinaha Savita across to find Adam Pompey. This has been a really interesting start to this game. It's funny. The Dolphins obviously denied the Nicarima try, and I think probably if that one had stood, it would have reflected the balance of play a little bit more. I think that this is a 12-10 game or a 12-8 game. I don't necessarily think it's a 12-4 game. with the 20 minutes, well, actually 17 and a half minutes left in this first half, if the Dolphins concede yet another try and go in 14 points behind, obviously they'll back themselves to score those points. But, yeah, interesting. I think they'll be a little bit confused as to how that came about. But anyway. Isako, oh, that ball nearly looked like it was coming free there for a moment in the tackle of Catewell, but ends up all right. Herbie Finworth is good. It's harder with Finn. I think it's a more specific word, specific sound that doesn't occur as much as Wah, because Wah can be anything with R, really, in it. Good offload from Farnworth to find Ray Stone. Every single time I think of Ray Stone, I think of that one try that he scored for Parramatta against Melbourne in Golden Point. I watched that from GIO Stadium here in Canberra, because it was the Raiders game afterwards, so I was just watching it on my phone. I've come up with a good one, but unfortunately isn't a real one. Pasami Southlaw. That is good, but yes, I've obviously played for the Newcastle Knights. Not bad from you, Reckless Ollie. Not bad from you. Nikarima. We'll take the tackle there. So this is a good opportunity here for the Dolphins. They're 50 metres out on the second. Knowles with a run. Up to the 10-metre line. Tackled there by a number of New Zealand Warriors. Schneider deep into the line. Gets a short ball to find Francis Molo. I didn't call him Michael Molo there. About a metre short of the line. The former Dragon. Back for Nikarima. We'll go a short ball to Herbie. Bang. What a brilliant pass from Cody Nikarima. And Herbie Farnworth, the superstar centre. I said this game feels more like 12 points to 10. And that's exactly what the scoreline is about to be. That's very good work from the Finns. Finns are well and truly up. And Nikarima, there's a lot of pressure on him right now. Obviously, his halves partner, Isaiah Katoa, off the field. Doesn't look like he's coming back, but did super well there. The short side. He got the ball. He stood. He held it. Let the defense rush up. And then got a pass in behind to find Herbie Farnworth. And at that point, it was case closed. Case closed. Finn Sismolo, not bad either. Come on, Jack. Dolphin stock isn't terrible. Oh, sorry, Dolph stock. Yeah, it's not. It's not terrible. Sorry, I didn't see it. It's not terrible. What's a warrior? Yeah, I just well, I didn't misspell. I intentionally misspell the team names in my polls. So this is Dolphins versus the Warriors. I love that from Nikarima. He's a player who, like, I think a lot of people would forget. Before he went to the Dolphins, he was in and out of first grade a little bit. He was viewed as almost a 14. I remember him signing for, was it South Sydney? I think he played very briefly at South Sydney. And was very much a 14. Yes, 2022, 15 games at South Sydney. He had a good start to his career at the Brisbane Broncos, where he played several finals games, but really then, bit of time at the Wires, was a solid half, but fell out of favour a little bit, going to South Sydney as a 14, but then Dolphins signed him up, and my God, he's been just absolutely lights out. Definitely the best of his career has taken place towards the back end here at the Dolphins. John Rabdell. Is that, so the, yes, Radell is the guy, right? I'm trying to think of one with like Chook. I don't think you can really do that much. Chook is such a specific sound. Any possibility we could have the team name or something similar on the scoreboard in the future? I considered that, and it very, very easy for me to do. But I think it would make it look a bit more busy, a bit less clean. I'd have to make the logo smaller, and I like the clean look. I like the clean, simplistic look. So it's more of a style choice for me not to do that. But if a lot of people wanted me to do it, I could. I could have, like, the Dolphins at the bottom of the logo there. Might be easier to... Well, I was going to say might be easier to understand who's who, but, like, then again, I feel that 99.99% of the people watching someone watch a game of rugby league do know what the team logos are. You know what I mean? Anyway, so glad he came good. Still remember watching him in the Toyota Cup. Yeah, he's... Him and his brother Jaden were both incredibly highly regarded. When the Roosters let James Maloney go, Jaden Nikarima was like the guy. Well, it was Jackson Hastings in fairness, but Mitchell Pearce, they did the thing with the dog, and so Jaden Nikarima was put into first grade. Jaden, unfortunately, well, he went over to England and had a solid career, But I think Nicarima, Cody variety, certainly, I'd say, came good in the end. Hello, US. Good. Is it? No, sorry, it's U3. Good to see you. U3. All right, 6 more there for the New Zealand Warriors as they march their way up the field. 2 points is the margin. 13 minutes is left in the first half. This has been a really entertaining game, in my opinion. We've had a couple of stinkers so far this round. That first game between Eels and Rathenows in particular. But this one's been good. This one's been very good. Where would the bus parade be held if Finns win the premiership? The Void? No, just held in the. They just hire a bus, pack out the streets of the, and play it there. Clark. Now through Tamare Martin. Oh, he holds that one. Had a couple of options, but the Dolphins defense did rush up. So maybe the mature thing not to take the pass there. Chanel puts the ball up in the air. It's being chased hard by Tain to Alpiki. And the hammer gets a brilliant catch. How good is he aerially? So good. Jaden had massive reps, higher than Cody. It just happened too early for him. Yeah. I think it was like 17, maybe? 7 or 18 when he first started in first grade. That 2016 season, it was funny. I keep talking about the Roosters here, but we won 3 minor premierships in a row. 13, 14, 15. Our spine was Minicello, then Roger Savasashek, Maloney, Pearce, Jake Friend. Coming into 2016, we'd lost Maloney. Pearce did the thing with the dog, and we'd lost RTS. So our spine was suddenly a 19-year-old Latrell, I think a 19-year-old Jackson Hastings, or maybe 20-year-old Jackson Hastings, and an 18-year-old Cody Nicarima with Jake Friend. And then Jake Friend got injured, so it was Matt McKilrick. Like, just, what a fall down, unfortunately. Latrell had his moments at fullback that season and was very good, but had a few stinkers as well. He was certainly rough around the edges back then. Jaden's killing it for Bradford this season. That's great. I'm really happy for him. Really happy for him. And there's going to be a penalty here. Potentially, no. It's just a whistle for stopping the clock. Tain Talpiki is staying down, holding the head. Let's see here if there's been high contact. It's Finafuyaki. It's just going to be a head clash there. So I hope it's not a case of the fullback staying down because he's felt just contact with the head. He will continue on, it seems. They might bring him off for a HIA, though. I think they will. I think Maloney should get some credit for how good he mentored Nathan Cleary before the dynasty took off. 100% he should. James Maloney is one of the most underrated 5'8s of the modern era. I will absolutely maintain that. Won a comp at the Roosters, won a comp at the Sharks, made a grand final for the Warriors. He was brilliant. That's true, right? He made a grand final at the Warriors, 2011. Yeah, he would have. He was brilliant. Such a good player. And I feel that he's overshadowed by obviously the likes of Thurston and stuff like that. The dominant, well, he was a halfback at Club Lane, but 5'8" in the rep arena. Those guys who were absolutely lights out all-time greats. But Maloney as well, won Origins, won 3 minor premierships in a row at the Roosters. I'll never forget, was it 2018 or 19? I think it was 19. Where he was recalled into State of Origin in the final game to just do a job and absolutely smash it out the park. So, yeah. I think it was 19. Cobbo has passed the HIA. We'll still have to wait a little bit more. I think he's got about 5 minutes before he can come back on. But anyway. Okay. Dislocated wrist there for Katoa. But they have been able to get it back in. That's big. I'm going to see, potentially, if the NRL physio has said anything. Everyone's favourite Rooster being Eloni Vunakethi in 2016. It's all you need to know how diabolical that season was. Absolutely. And it's sort of funny because we were still, I think, one of the best teams I've ever seen to finish second last. It was still really, really good. But yeah, we finished second last. Not what you want. Can't see anything from NRL Physio as of yet. Jace Maloney is my favorite player of all time. Great favorite player to have. Great favorite player to have. And maybe one of the best goal kickers that I've ever seen. He was absolutely lights out. Lights out. All right, kick there from the Waz on the last. They get it to the hammer. underneath. How did I just learn about the Mitchell Pearce thing? I'm very surprised that you just learned about that. It kind of went down in folklore, really, and it became a bit of a reference point because I think it was suspended for like 8 weeks or something. And then people were like, every single time a player would do an indiscretion, they were like, well, Mitchell Pearce got 8 weeks for the thing with the dog. And this is way worse. Why isn't this player getting, 8 weeks or more? But the NRL came out and said that was way too much. We shouldn't have given him 8 weeks. Can we do a Kahoot at halftime? We cannot, unfortunately, do a Kahoot at halftime. But we have a lot of other things that we do for halftime entertainment. Kahoots don't work heaps well, unfortunately. So that's going to be Aero Warriors or Aero Dolphins? Play has come to a stop and I was reading chat, so I don't actually know. Not what you want. Not what you want. Why not? Okay, so main reason is Kahoots are stuck behind paywalls now. So you need to custom create a Kahoot. I haven't custom created any Kahoots. Obviously, this was just sprung upon me now, and frankly, that seems like a lot of effort where we have 3 other things that I enjoy doing at halftime. So then the question is, can someone else make a Kahoot? But I don't want to put other people's content on my stream. I feel a little bit nervy about the fact that anything could come up on the screen. The person that created the Kahoot could literally make any question they wanted, and it would be broadcast by me on my channel to my audience. That's a massive level of trust that, obviously, while I trust a lot of you guys, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that, no matter who it was. So, yeah, that's the main reason why it doesn't work. Same with Bluekit. Same with Bluekit. Obviously, that beats the, paywall, but it's the same issue. Bostock will stay down here. He takes the mouth guard out, struggling a little bit. James, thank you for following over on Twitch. Much appreciated. Thank you. No, Lorenzo, so same thing. Again, nothing personal, but I would feel uncomfortable with putting that level of trust in someone that they could put anything up on my stream and I don't know what it is and I can't really control that. Already, I kind of risk it a little bit with the text-to-speech stuff, but there's a lot of regulations in place with that. Words that it will detect. But, yeah. Anyway. So, Schneider, who's on the field in the halfback role, obviously, puts a kick up over the top. That's a good catch there from Dimitri Vaimonga. No, it's going to be ruled a knock on Dolphins, I think. Yeah, so they're going to play it on the 10 then. But I give you permission. No, you're misunderstanding me. It's not that I feel uncomfortable putting someone else's content necessarily. I do a little bit there. But permission aside, I don't know what you will put on. And that I feel awkward about. This ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. I'm sorry, but it ain't going to happen. Would you trust one of your mods out of curiosity? Probably not, no. And even though I trust you guys, it's a feeling that I would have. I wouldn't enjoy it. I would feel nervous and worried that stuff might come up or that quality might be below what I'm very much a perfectionist, and the quality may be below what I would personally make, whatever. I don't want to put myself on a pedestal, but that's sort of my reasoning behind it. So yeah, I like to have my own control over the content that I deliver it at halftime. No, yeah, it's not worth the risk. Yeah, that's just the kind of thing. All right, catch there by the hammer. He's done well there. 5 minutes left in this first half. Mark my words, Adokar side with South Sydney. He's already had connections with the Troll. They need an experienced winger after AJ goes, and South have a strong Indigenous community. It makes sense for a lot of those reasons, but how old is he now? He's 30. He'll have years left in him. I don't know when his contract expires. Does it expire at the same time as AJ's heading over to PNG? If so, I can see that for sure. How long before Wolf starts feeling the heat? They're now losing in the NRL Premiership and looking pretty ordinary. Surely it can't be radio silence from his mates in the media forever. Well, viewers of my second most recent video will know that he's publicly come out and fought Canadian prime ministers. Stood on his ground. Stood on his business. So I think that probably that's given him a bit of good grace there at the Dolphins. Just sub. Thank you very much, you three. I'm sorry that didn't come up. I think it's to do with settings about having your subscriptions public. But thank you very much. I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. All right, we've got another player staying down here. It's Charles Nickel-Cooksad. This is the third player in the last few minutes, really, who has stayed down. Lorenzo, I do trust you. I said I trust you, but I would feel awkward about it. Yeah, the contact is marginal. Pompey with a solid run there. 4 minutes left in this first half. I will say, it feels like it's come off to a little bit of a whimper this half so far. It started really, really well, and I was super, super entertained. But I think both sides they seem a little bit happy maybe to just shut up shop. No, in fact, the Warriors are having a go there. Knock on Pompey. My bad. They absolutely had a go there. Absolutely they did. But I think the players staying down a little bit meant that it got a little bit more slow. Who's your favorite player from the Wars and Dolphins? Well, he's not playing today, but Roger Tuivasa-Sheck by far is my favorite Warriors player. I adore him. Dolphins, I wish the Hammer wasn't a Queenslander. Then I'd enjoy him a lot more. But obviously, I do like him playing for the Finns. But there is only one answer, and it's the Psychopath. Oh, Isaiah Katoa I like a lot. And I think he has a lot of impact to have on the international game. I like Herbie as well. There's a lot of guys. But in terms of individual player and the way they play, I love the Psychopath. Probably Katoa, though. Clash, thank you for following on Twitch. Let's go. Hell yeah. Clash Streamer 1. Much appreciated. Thank you. Sure, all right. Schneider now. Back to find Kurt Donahue. Cody Nikarima, short ball to Herbie. Needed a moment of individual brilliance there. Couldn't come up with it, unfortunately. Played there. In a dummy half. Marshall King gets it to Schneider. We'll put a kick. It's a miscue. Yeah, that's a poor kick from Brad Schneider. That's not what he wanted to do. Came off the side of the boot. And Pompey will get a 7-tackle set. Oh, is that a one-on-one strip? Cody Nikarima's come up with one. Pompey lets the ball go there. Cody Nikarima gets the Dolphins another brilliant attacking opportunity, and the crowd love it. What do you think of the Roosters game last night? I was heaps happy with it. Really, really happy with it. First half, I was a little frustrated, but I think we were still the better side in the first half. Just cost ourselves with our own errors. Second half, we nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Super happy with it. To beat the Sharks and the Broncos heading into the bye, really, really good. Heaps happy. Hey, Clash, yeah, how you going? All right, Donahue now. To find Schneider. Short ball from the Hammer to the corner. Isako, I think he might have got this. If his foot has stayed in the field of play, I think he's got it. And Adam G agrees. Dolphins, late in the first half, take the lead. Yeah, Reckless, I have tried the other version of 27-0. It is a lot easier to get 27-0 on that one. I don't think it's better personally, but I can give it a go. I can give it a go for once. As I say, I've tried it before, but I think maybe the fact that it's a little bit easier to get 27-0 makes me less keen to do that version. On the touchline, I don't think so. I mean, we only got a very, very brief flash of this grounding. But if his feet stay in the field of play when he leaves the ground, I think he's grounded in the in goal. There are 3 now? What's the third one? Yeah, try is confirmed. What a put down, Isaiah Katoa. How good is he? How good is Isaiah Katoa? Whatever happened to make it meme? Yeah, similar kind of thing. Similar kind of thing. That one just sort of faded out a little bit. But again, while it was really funny at times, I think it had a very niche appeal. So how long before Webster starts feeling the heat? They're now losing in the NRL Premiership and looking pretty ordinary. Surely it can't be radio silence from his mates in the media forever. At what point? At what point do we start getting some accountability for Andrew Webster? Touching goal line, I mean, but no, it wasn't. Yes, thankfully for a Finn's perspective, and I think for this game as well, it's not going to convert his own try. Need a little bit of a late try there. The first half was petering out a tad, but they've got a late one. And what a play. I want to give credit again, Nikarima, for the one-on-one steal that got them that opportunity. How good. That try absolutely doesn't happen if not for him. Kick there from Isako, and it will stay in goal. Bang. 16 points to 12. You were fine with it at one point, but I won't judge. Yeah, I changed sort of my thoughts on it. I think as the streams grew, But back in the day when it was like a very core audience who got on the inside jokes, it was funny. But now, say for new fans coming in, which is obviously, you know, something that I'm trying to achieve. If they came in and saw that, I think they'd be very confused for a number of the things. So, as opposed to 27-0, NRL grid, even open guesser, like I do it because I enjoy doing it, but it's obviously not rugby league related. So, yeah, anyway. If you had to say one nice thing about both Origin teams, what would it be? Queensland consistently overachieve. New South Wales, they give us belief. They give us belief. They do. Hello, TMCRK. How you going? So when I said we do a flag quiz, you said sure and put it on stream without knowing what it is. I did know what it is. I had done it before. But also, that's not really... Like, you can't... putting a flag up on a screen isn't going to be controversial. You know what I mean? Well, a national flag isn't going to be really controversial. Look, Lorenzo, respectfully, I feel I've explained myself very well. I don't know. Not the first time. I had done them before. Off stream. Not like ages ago. I've done flag quizzes online before. I knew exactly what you meant. Would you rather Australia lose the Rugby League World Cup final in Golden Point to the Kiwis, or New South Wales lose the decider in Golden Point? I would want Australia to lose the World Cup final, and I would not want New South Wales to lose the decider.
Hey, Leaguie, someone just redeemed a thing.
Lorenzo Theraborn just redeemed Pepsi Max Sip.
Sure thing. Thank you, Ray Greg, for following, as well as Wanji Isaac. Not specifically map guesser, I don't think. But again, Lorenzo, you can't control what flags are being put up on the screen. The flag of Kazakhstan being on the screen isn't going to be complicated. However, what is it? Make it meme or blue could or whatever. Anyone could put up anything, and I don't have control over that. I don't feel that this is that difficult a concept to understand. I don't know. But thank you for giving me a Pepsi Max sip there. I think regardless of Game 3, New South Wales need a culture change. Dare I say, maybe have more of a Queensland culture. It obviously works. Yeah, I don't know if... Like, tapping into the same things that Queensland tap into, sure. I wouldn't call it adopting a Queensland culture. I think that they're very different institutions. But, yeah. If we have to bring in, say, a new coach to create a new culture, I think that would make a lot of sense. You know what I mean? So, New South Wales should play the Queensland players. Why don't we just do that? That makes so much more sense. We should absolutely do that. Hell yeah. I want to do the NRL grid. And so we're going to do the NRL grid. It's been a while, it feels like, since we consistently did the NRL grid. We used to do it basically every single time. Hang on, I'll format the screen a little better. There we go. So, this is today's NRL grid. If you're not familiar with the NRL grid, we're looking for players in the NRL era who have matched the categories that are featured in these boxes. So, for instance, this one here would be a player who played in 2005 and is a premiership winner. Give me the most obscure player you can think of who you're confident fits in that category. And also give me the position. So, for instance, 05 and premiership winner, give me Pat Richards, middle right, and then I'll be able to put that one in. I reckon that the Blues with Joey and Matty Johns as head coach and assistant coach could be legendary. Could be, but I don't think it necessarily would be. I wouldn't mind it for a year, and then you bring Ivan Cleary in. Can you imagine GI in the sky blue? Unfortunately, I've often imagined GI in the sky blue, due to the fact that he was indeed born in New South Wales. But anyway, he was, right? Yeah. I'm thinking Daniel Alvaro there, but I think maybe we can do a little better. Corey Norman? John Sutton, 05 Prem winner. Yeah, good shout. Very good shout. I like that. That's a great one. That's a really, really good one. How would you feel about a Queenslander coach in New South Wales at Origin? No. Utter woke nonsense. Couldn't happen, as far as I'm concerned. Which is funny because I feel slightly differently about the international game. Like, maybe because we don't have as good a spread of international coaches. But I feel that, like, having Australians coaching New Zealand, like we had with Michael Maguire, we had with Wayne Bennett coaching England, like, that's sort of more of a necessary evil. But wait, according to your analogy, you put up NRL grid and you don't know what the categories are on there, and the ones that are on there are out of your control. That's got to be rage bait. I ain't taking it. I ain't taking it. That's bait. That's bait. Hat-trick and Prem winner El Masri? Surely, yeah. Surely he would have got one. Yeah, love it. Hasm L. Hell yeah. We're doing this brilliantly so far. Scored a hat-trick, Penrith. Charlie Staines comes to mind. I think a few people would have guessed him, though. Henry Perenara, Eels 05. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What a shout. What a shout from yourself. Tempted to go Staines there, but surely there's someone else. I'm better with the club ones anyway. That said, I can't really particularly think of any. Aside from Alvaro and Corey Norman there, but I don't really like either of those as options. Jaden Sewer would be soon. Zach Lomax. Brett Furman, Dragon Panther. Brett Furman. Don't even know him. Oh, shout. I have never heard of Brett Furman. And he played 4 games for the Roosters in my lifetime. But no, obviously that's a very good answer there. We're killing it. What teams are the black and blue jerseys? Parramatta and Penrith. There's an EPL version of 27-0 called 38-0. Yes, and I have played that one as well before. I would be quite tempted to do that one time. Maybe today, because we're going to have a lot of time throughout this stream. Maybe today we'll give that one a go. Even though it's not, rugby league related, but as a one-off. Premiership winner Dragons. They obviously had that 2010 team. Had Darius Boyd, had Brett Morris, had Dean Young. Maybe Dean Young's the play there. Had Soward, Gaznia. I'm tempted to go Dean Young, I reckon. I'm trying to think if there's other players who have played for the Dragons and then left and won premierships elsewhere. Jack Bird would be a good shout, actually, there. But he played for a lot of clubs, so I think it's a decently high score. Battle of Brookvale tonight. Oh, mate, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so hyped. Bo Scott for Dragons premiership winner. Again, though, so he was in that side. Maybe I'm trying to outthink it, but I'm trying to think of a guy who played for the Dragons and then left and won a comp. Ben Hunt, but Ben Hunt's going to be too high. Did McInnes win in 14 for Souths? I don't think... Oh, he might have come off the bench that day. Reckless Ollie, did Cam McInnes play in the 2014 Grand Final? I'm going to say no. Hornby? Yeah, let's go Hornby. Hornby's good enough. Ben Hornby. Yeah, good shout. There's a Rugby League Super League 1 where you go try and get League Leaders Shield, win the league and the Challenge Cup. Oh, unfortunately, I don't really know Super League players well enough, but McInnes did not? Okay, cool. I know he was in the side the year after. Okay. So we still got Eels and Para there. I think Alvaro is too obvious, even though it's probably the best one that I've got so far. Annoyingly. Is there a forward? I swear there's a forward that he's on the mind. Fitzy Dragon? Jai Field Dragon Eel. That's... Oh, did he play first grade at Parramatta? Or Dragons, actually? He has to have played at least one first grade game. So, guys, it's not just a player that played for the Dragons. It's a player that played for the Dragons and the Eels. It's the vertical and horizontal condition. I'm just going to send in Alvaro. I don't know how good it will be. 3.95 is high. That's high. Well, I'll refresh if we get the other ones right. Scored a hat-trick, Para. You can go with Adokai. You can go with Blake Ferguson. George Jennings, I don't think would have. Michael Jennings might have, but I'm not confident. Fitzy didn't play for Parramatta. Oh, Lorenzo, what was wrong with your message there is you said the word three-way. Which it automatically blocks out, lol. Anyway, I've approved the message. But again, I'm not really going to entertain it because it's rage bait. I'm not happy about this, but I'm going to send Staines here. That's a much lower score than I thought. Played in 05 Penrith. You would have got Sattler back then. I don't think Peter Wallace would have played back then. I'm trying to think of that 03 grand final. No. Am I? Yeah, the 03 grand final was Penrith and Roosters and Penrith won. Yeah? It was. Yes. I'm trying to think of that 03 grand final. Brett Howland, bottom left. We've already, unfortunately, got that one. Campbell. Preston Campbell. He did play for them. Yeah, sure. We'll go Preston. Not bad. 2.90. Not bad. Scored a hat-trick and Para. Okay. If we can lock in someone there, we can maybe refresh on this one and get a slightly lower score. But anyway. I struggle with hat-tricks because, like, I don't remember the game specifically. Do you know what I mean? Bevan French for Eels hat-trick? He would have got one, yeah? Yeah. We can't rank 23 out of 180. That's brilliant, by the way. That's brilliant. Can we refresh and get someone better than Daniel Alvaro there? I feel we can. Jai Field was a very solid shout. I'm just not that confident that he played first grade at both teams. Gutho? He'd be, I think, the go-to there. Volkman didn't. I'm thinking of the current Eels. Jason Riles, did he play for Para? I'm pretty sure he played for Dragons. Okay, I'm going to trust Jack. I'm not that confident that he played first grade at both teams. He did. He did. Wow. 6 games for Para, 11 games for St. George Illawarra. Thank you, Jack. That's a way better score. I went out to rank 15 out of 180. How good is that? That's brilliant. Super pleased with that. Well, we've already used our refresh, so we can't use Noah Nadruku, unfortunately. But that was very good. We'll have time for one more, and then we'll probably hang up the NRL grid boots for the day. James Maloney themed one. Aside from the Knights. This is good. It's got a Roosters line, so I should be able to go okay with this. James Maloney teammate, Roosters. I don't think I can go Samisoni Langi like I usually do, because his one game that he played would have probably been in place of Maloney. But I'll come up with someone. Roosters Warriors, I'll go Kane Evans. 6.84. Wow, that's high. Damn. That's way higher than I thought it was going to be. Oldfield. Hell yeah. Now I played with him, Sammy Sonny. Really? In that one game? Because I know Sammy Sonny was a 5'8". But anyway, whatever. I'm happy with Michael Oldfield. What team are the jerseys? Is it really that hard to tell? Anyway, it's Roosters, Knights, Warriors. Knights admittedly could be different. But yeah. All right, I think we're going to be back up for the second half here. Maloney teammate who played for Newcastle. Oh, they're playing Hey Jude. How good is that, bro? I love being a Beatles fan. Anyway, sorry, we're back for the second half. 3+ clubs of Wazoo and Aiken. Was he at the Waz? Yeah, he was at the Waz, wasn't he? I always forget that. I just think of him as Dragons, Dolphins, and then Rabbitohs. But I can picture it. Cape Verde got rewarded for doing so well with Argentina. They did get rewarded. It's great. It's great to see them progress. Such an underdog story. The kind of thing you really love to see. All right. 16 points to 12 is your halftime score. We're about to get underway for half number 2. We might continue with the grid later in the day. But anyway, we're underway for the second half of this one. 16 points to 12 it is. Here we go. He played during the COVID period and left when Wise went back to NZ. Yeah, it was a weird old period for that whole club, the New Zealand Warriors. I remember the goodwill that was around them throughout that time for basically allowing the competition to keep going as intended by those players moving to Australia, moving away from their families. About half of the Warriors team stayed in New Zealand, understandably. But a lot of them moved to, I think it was Terrigal that they had their base, and sacrificed a lot to keep the competition intact. It's funny, I've been asked this so much. Would you do a collab with the Marts? Like, yeah, of course. I'd be very happy to do a collab with them. But I don't know really where our content overlaps. You know what I mean? I'd love to, though. If there was a good idea, I'd absolutely do it. But I personally don't have any. I love the grid. I know the popularity for it is gone, but I can play it for hours still. It's a really, really enjoyable game for the rugby league nerd. As is, I think 27-0 is less so. But certainly to a degree it is. But the NRL grid is like deep, deep knowledge. Deep knowledge. Is the NRL grid done? Yeah, well, we're underway for the second half. So we'll put it on the pause menu for now. All right, played here for Wade Egan. Now in the hands of Moratani Ukore. Takes a run himself up to about 45 out from the Dolphins line. Now in the hands of Chanel Harris-Savita. High up in the air. Underneath it, Isako. Solid catch there from the Dolphins winger. So, very much anyone's game, this one. Obviously, only 4 points is the margin. In terms of who's going to go on to win, I tipped Dolphins coming into it, and I'm comfortable with that tip. But yeah, it's the close, even game that I thought it was going to be so far. Very much is. All right, solid run there from Selwyn Throbo. So he is try taken off him earlier in this game. Got one early on, but the second try taken off him for a handling error, and he's just come up with another handling error there. The Queensland Maroons winger, it was Laban, flung him to the ground and the ball came free. Good job there from Jacob Laban, and the Warriors get a good attacking opportunity to start this second half. How good. Jacob Laban, it's funny, last year he came into the season as maybe the highest regarded of the upcoming Warriors back rowers, but very much was overshadowed by the likes of Halasima particularly, and Dimitri Vaimonga. This year, I think he's been the best of the bunch. I think he's absolutely been the best of the bunch. I take it Halasima's been injured, right? Because he's obviously not in the side today, and I feel like I haven't commentated Halasima's name in ages. A Warriors fan can fill me in on that one. I'm looking at the casualty ward, and he is there, a hamstring TBC. All right, Wade Egan with a solid run there. Maratini Ukore to Vaimonga. In the hands of Tamade Martin. Underneath for Kurt Catewell. Held the arm free, but couldn't get an offload away to Wade Egan. We'll play it there. Gets it to Vaimonga now. Takes a run himself. Will be tackled there. So this will be the last now. Egan is in dummy half. Goes to the right-hand side to find Tamade Martin. Knocked on there by the Warriors, and Max Plath survives. How good. Laban was in almost every Supercoach team in the beginning of last year. We all thought he was going to explode. Yeah, he was certainly in mine. I remember it. He was the man. He was the next man up. I always rated Laban so highly. Well, he's delivering now. He's absolutely delivering now. And he's got so much time ahead of him. He's a scary prospect. What the Warriors have got in terms of their forwards, it is, you can build a dynasty off it. He's 22 years of age. And he's already had his birthday this year as well. So he'll start next season, 22 years of age, Jacob Laban. How insane is that? Pass back to find the hammer. Scything around the middle of the field. They're keeping it going here in the hands of, oh my God, it's Codley Lemuelu out there on the wing. Can he get an offload back in field? He can't, but great run there from the back rower. 2 tackles left here. The Warriors' defense is retreating on their goal line. Nicarima to find Schneider now. Holds it around the middle of the field. Pass back to Nicarima. Now in the hands of Max Plath. Will take a tackle there. Was Leaguie Setu teammates with James Maloney? I would say probably, but not with a lot of confidence. Nicarima short ball, Lemuelu. That's come off Dallin. That's come off Dallin. Was it? I think it's... Herbie's saying it was touched by Dallin. Yeah, they're going to challenge. I think for your life, this was touched there by Dallin Wateni-Zelezniak. Why Kiwis play well against the Warriors? Nicarima playing lights out. Maybe it's a personal sort of revenge, grudge thing. In my mind, it's either backwards from Herbie or forwards off Dallin. Might be inconclusive. But I thought for sure that Dallin had touched it. There. Yeah, it does. So it's going to be challenge successful. See, bruh. Don't question my officiating ability, bro. Do not question it. Just checked. He was with the Roosters in 13 and played 9 games. That surprised me that he played that many games. I would have tipped it would have been about 1 to 5 games. I want Wires to win, so Roosters stay in 3rd. Sure, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter at this stage in the season where you are. It matters where you are in the final round. So, I feel personally, maybe the best thing for the Roosters would be Dolphins win, and Roosters have an opportunity to overtake the Warriors and go second later in the year. But I'm not thinking that deeply about it. Roosters, like, they just got to win the games that are in their control. It's not we don't play the Warriors again. We played them in round 1 and then never again. We do play Finns again, though, in round 26 at Allianz. Forward pass there. Not what you want. Off the back of a 6 again. Damn. They survive. By the way, so Raiders play Dragons here tomorrow in Canberra. I was very confident that I was going to go. I'm really in 2 minds about it now, though. A couple of mates that I was going to go with are no longer going to go to the game. Might still go, but if not, you might get a late announcement of me live streaming tomorrow's games. We'll see. 40k people out there at Dolphins versus Warriors at Suncorp. We'll take it. I'll take it. Might message a mate and see if he's keen to come. Stream the damn footy, bro. What, I'm not allowed to go to a game of footy here in Canberra if I want to? Come on. I'm starting to believe all the things that they can do, all of the things that they can do with their body. That is so good. I love that. Because for those that don't get that, the Warriors theme song is "You won't believe the things that we can do, all of the things we do with our body." And WCF is starting to believe it. How good is that? How good is that? What worked, Lorenzo? What worked? Oh, beautiful short ball there to Lemuelu. Gets a pass to find Nicarima. He's got Herbie outside him. Won't find him, and that's good because I think Herbie would have been bundled over the sideline quickly. Nicarima just takes a tackle there. The Hammer is calling his players deeper there. Gets it to the fullback. Down the hands of Schneider. Unders ball there for Kurt Donahue, who does step away from a couple of Warriors defenders. Great run, Kurt Donahue. Gets away from them. Marshall King Ball back in field, and it's Kurt Capewell with a very well-timed tackle on him. That was close. What a run from Donahue. Schneider, pass, misses a couple of Dolphins, gets to Jack Bostock on the 4th. He was thinking a little bit of a kick there, I think, the way that he was holding that ball out in front of him. This will be the last now. They get it to Max Plath. I don't know if he knows it's the last. Yeah, he just runs it on the last. I'm not sure he knew that it was the last. Damn. Damn. All right, so 6 line breaks to what? What a game that it's been for the Dolphins. But you'd want to have converted a lot more from those 6 line breaks than the tries that they've got. Obviously, a number of them were taken away, but... Did Plath know what tackle it was? I cannot think that he did. No, I cannot think that he did. I think, you know, you see that happen sometimes, but yeah, it was poor. From the looks of things, he thought it was probably still the 4th. It is basic stuff, though. At the NRL level, you should know what tackle it is. But, as I say, you see it every now and then. Eager not to find Valmunga. On the last here, they're going to kick from inside the 40. Shania Harris-Savita puts it up in the end. Her thoughts of a 40-20. They would have probably had it covered. Dean, thank you so much.
I don't believe you can to a footy match in CBR without Pepsi.
Well, I don't believe you can to a footy match. You can go to a footy match in CBR without Pepsi. I can do it. I've done it before. I've done it actually a number of times before. But thank you for the $8, bro. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. We're up to $18.97 already in this stream. Pass back and field there from Herbie to the hammer. He goes back about 10 meters there. Oh, we've got a Dolphin down in back place. Nicarima, he's in absolute licorice all sorts. He's still down. Nicarima is really hurt here. He's really hurt. He's in some Barney rubble. Go to. I see it. Thank you, though. Thank you. Much appreciated. Bostock steps inside. Easy as you like. He's got support inside. He kicks. Isako gets it. Isako scores. It wasn't a great play from Bostock with the kick there, but it worked out for them. Doesn't matter that their halfback's off the field. Doesn't matter that their 5/8 is down in back play. The Dolphins extend their lead. Accidental try assist. Kind of looked like it there. He should have gone just the pass back inside. Let's see what happened with Nicarima here. Vaimonga hit him late after the ball was released. And yeah, just kind of some crazy whiplash there. Crazy whiplash. Obviously, that's in super slow motion. In real time, I doubt it would have looked that bad. But anyway, despite having a man less, Bostock, beautiful step in field, but had to just go inside. The kick bounced off the head of Tetu Wapiki. That's insane. Holy. Instead of saying, can you show the game, I can say, can you show the footy? Do it if you want, I don't mind. Whenever a Dolphins player gets hurt, they score seemingly. Fins are well and truly up. Harabear says, just joined for my birthday celebrations. Well, happy birthday, Harabear. Much appreciated you being here on your birthday. I'm very, very happy for you. I should have a little happy birthday soundbite, actually, now that I think of it. But anyway. After a diabolical last tackle option in the last set that they had down this end of the field through Max Plath, they get away with it there much, much better, despite the kick from Bostock going a little bit wayward. It worked out. Yeah, the last mate that I thought I might go to the game with has just said no, so... Kick there from Isako. It's wide. 20 points to 12. It remains. So, looks like I will be streaming tomorrow then.
Well, that's why you get the big bucks, baby. That's why you get the big bucks.
This is PayPal. Pierogi speaking. Can I have access to your computer so I can redeem?
Love the scam baiting reference. Specifically, scammer payback. If you guys are scam baiting enthusiasts, you are missing out on such a just generationally good genre of content. I'd recommend Scammer Payback. I'd recommend Kit Burger. I'd recommend Jim Browning. Those are the 3 goats in my opinion. So, yes, absolutely. Lorenzo says, excuse me, Mr. Dylan Jogu, may you please display the weekendly match of the National Rugby League? No. No, I may not, unfortunately. Bondi Beta, let's go. Less so the GOAT. Less so the GOAT. But that was a lot of fun back in the day. I do think that I would have taken a lot more time to become good at making videos for the Leaguie if I hadn't done the Bondi Beta stuff back in the day. You can sit with me if you want. There's usually seats around me. That's a good point. That didn't cross my mind. I will give it some thought. Nothing personal if I choose not to, because I was already kind of thinking I don't really want to go anywhere. I'd maybe rather stay here and watch the games. But I will make a decision before the end of this stream anyway. Reverend John Morosa is still officiating your wedding. That's a generational pull. I want to watch that whole saga again, actually. I'm going to make a note of that. Now that I've got a little bit more time on my hands, I'm going to make a rugby league note of that. Absolutely. No, G-Man wouldn't take it personally. All good. Thank you very much. All right. So Barnett with a run there. This will be the last hit for the Wires. I think it's very important that they get the next try. 26-12. Bit of a yikes situation. Catch there by the hammer. Can't escape the kick chase of Jacob Taliban. All right. Cobo now with a run. Up to the 20. You should flag. Excuse me, Mr. Dylan Jogu. May you please display the weekendly match of National Rugby League specifically? Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm all good. Thoughts on both the Sharks and Newtown Jets having a bye this weekend? Doesn't that make sense? Or is it devastating because Jane and Barrel can't play a game of rugby league football? No one at dummy half, and the Warriors recover it. Eyes up footy, Kurt Catewell. Jeez. That's so poor from the Dolphins. That's a big, big moment. And the Warriors will start a set in the Dolphins half. Holy. Lorenzo, I can confidently say there will be no more Bondi Beta videos. I haven't watched the videos that I made back then in ages. Do you use any Adobe products? No. Not really through any moral thing against Adobe. I just... I don't use Photoshop. I use a software called GNU Image Manipulation Program, or GIMP for short, which is a terrible acronym. I use DaVinci Resolve instead of... What's the one that they have? Premiere Pro. So, yeah. All right. On for Chanel. Now the ball out to Vaimonga. Kicking behind. Jeez, Tuapiki there. Just needed a slightly better bounce, and he would have got a try there for sure. But they survived there. Tabichi Vaimonga with a little grubber in behind. How good. They got like 3 Roosters keychains from the NRL Keychain Chocolate Egg swiped up in that on you. All right. Well, I will absolutely go to Raiders games to come if I don't go tomorrow. Penalty Dolphins. How many Raiders games are actually left there at GIO? No, B-A-I-T-E-R, not B-E-T-A, Dean. You know this. Come on. Please, Dylan, do a reaction video on it as a Discord-only stream. That would actually be quite funny. That would be really funny. I will commit to doing that at some point. I will commit to doing that. GIMP is such a good free program. It is. It's brilliant. Just wish I had a better name. May I offer an alternative to GIMP for you? I've used Photoshop, GIMP, and this alternative, and I like this alternative the best. Yeah, sure. I'll give it a go, especially if it's free. All right, 24 minutes left in this game. 8 points is the margin. Dolphins with the ball. On the second there, Ray Stone up over the 40. All right, short ball there, Schneider. The ball finds the ground. I'm going to say that it came off the Warriors at some point, but no, there's no ruling on it. And Herbie just goes straight through and scores. And that might be enough to win the game for the Warriors, for the Dolphins. He's more left. No, it's going to be ruled a no try. Adam G did well to let that one go. He's done good there. I think that maybe there was a little bit of a knock-on by the Dolphins in that skirmish. We're going to get a look at it. 4 games left after tomorrow. Oh, heaps then. Yeah, for sure. That's way more than I would have thought. Although, actually, no, there's around 8 left. That makes sense. Short ball, Schneider. Lemuelu gets it, and I think has knocked on there into Tomato Martin there. I'm going to say Lemuela's knocked on into Tomato Martin there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a knock-on for sure. I agree with what the bunker says. It would have been brilliant to have Herbie slide through absolutely untouched, but the game does stay alive here. Lemuelu knock on into the Warriors. Kato is now out from the sheds on the touchline and with his arm in a sling. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. Cool, Reckless. Cool. Johnson is saying it's not a drop ball. He tried to pass it. I think he still knocked it on, though. Anyway. Things have never been this up in recorded history. You know what? I think I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Given that you're well, I don't know if you're a Dolphins fan. Can't remember who you spot WTF, unfortunately. But, yeah. They're up in the top 4 and they're beating second place. Absolutely. The Dow Jones Fizz stock is more up than ever. Is Dow Jones a guy, by the way? Why is it called Dow Jones? D. Jugger says, damn, bro, your commentary low-key stinks, bro. Retire. That would be devastating if I hadn't just typed it to myself in my own chat. I went to make a little note about that John Morosa video, and I was recommended my own live stream, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'm going to put a comment. I'm going to put a comment. I didn't think it would come up as D. Jugru, though. But anyway, whatever. Oh, charge down there. They're going to recover it here, the Warriors, and that's 6 more for the away side, New Zealand. The side trailing by 8 points. Here we go. Physio says, oh, hang on. My scoreboard's flashing. I meant to do that. Physio says Kato looked like a wrist dislocation, which is usually 4 to 8 weeks. It was a wrist dislocation. They got it back in place. But damn, 4 to 8 weeks is huge at this point in the season. Huge. Tomato Martin will put a kick in behind. The Hammer's got that covered brilliantly and escapes the in-goal area. That's all you could ask from a fullback in that situation. How good. Run from Jack Bostock. He had Hammer outside him. If he wanted to go really expansive, he could have given it out to the Hammer there. And I think he's got the pace that they might not have caught him. Netflix stock is hovering near its 52-week low. Did you contribute to this? Maybe. Who timed me out? Which one of my mods timed me out on my own chat? You probably didn't know that it was me. That's hilarious. Herbie with a run. That's so funny. On the last there, 21.5 minutes left. Solid catch from Charles Cookstown. Obviously, no Dolphins around him. Wasn't really a struggle. W mod. I know, that's hilarious. Hey, brother, thoughts on how Bunker should approach situations like we just saw where 2 replays kind of showed 2 different outcomes? It's always tricky, right? It's always tricky. I think you got to make a judgment call on which one is more compelling. Also, in light of the call that was initially made. So, in a try-scoring situation, if it's gone up no try, you lean towards that if it's inconclusive. It's always going to create controversy, though, because you're going to have people that fall on either side. I tend to, in those situations, just be content with what the bunker is called, but that's a particular kind of fan that I am. I don't really know the solution. I'd be curious to know if you have one. All right, run from late tower. Now back in field. I don't know if Topiki was onside. He's over, but they're not gonna let him get down on the ground there. He's held up. I think it might have been offside anyway, so we'll see. But brilliant scramble defense from the Dolphins with the game on the line. How long am I timed out for on YouTube? That's so funny, though. That's hilarious. Great catch there from Tain Topiki. How good is that? And it's Brad Schneiderman coming across. Look at that. They've literally picked him up. That's brilliant. Apparently, Dolphins have made an error. So here we go. Warriors will get it scrum from right on the goal line. What bandwagon are you on? Roosters, bro. Roosters. We know it's you then, Dean. Join the fun. Well, how long am I timed out for? I wanted to send a message. That's 24 glorious hours. Fine, I won't send a message. You won't let me have my fun. I gotta say, it is kind of funny that you did ban me, though. That's good stuff. They're shelling peas out there, the Warriors. Charles Nickel-Klukstad right off the scrum gets the Warriors back within 4 points. And ladies and gentlemen, they punish them for their errors straight away, and we have a game of rugby league football on our hands. How good is that? At least Glory Hunters will be on the Penrith bandwagon. Who on earth is on the Roosters bandwagon? Well, I'm not really on a bandwagon, am I? I've been a lifelong Roosters fan. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't think many neutrals would want us to win. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Hell yes. That's just simple numbers. Draw and pass. Easy as you like. 20 points to 16. Kick to come from Adam Pompey to get them within 2. We've got a game of footy, folks. I said that this would be the game of the round, and my God, it's shaped up that way with 18.5 minutes still to go. Can someone find these old Bondi videos, please? Search up Bondi Beta. I think my biggest one was about a Russian scammer. Oh, yeah, a person was claiming to be Russian. I don't think they were actually Russian, from memory. If you search up Bondi Beta Russian scammer, you'll probably find it. Did you get timed out for saying the Cameron Serrano word? No, I got timed out for saying that my own commentary stinks. Did autocorrect get confused over you saying Keely Nizza? Thankfully not. Thankfully not. I'm curious, actually. You said the other day in one of my comments, Lee didn't swear in this video, but the YouTube captions thought he did. What was that about? Do you remember? There we go. Thank you, Lorenzo. All right, kick from Adam Pompey there. That just about sneaks in. 20 points to 18 it is. We are absolutely set up for a scorcher of a final 18 minutes here. Is Bondi Beta a scam bait channel? Yes, although I would say it was a scam bait channel. I did it in year 12 at high school. When I was making videos on my iPad using iMovie. I was not really across editing as such. Until the later videos. I think I started to use it in the later videos. But anyway. It was nice. It was fun. I didn't know how to make good videos, though. That I will admit. COVID years? Yeah, COVID years. COVID years. Mate, this is nowhere near as good as Dogs v Parramatta a couple weeks back. Was that a good game? I don't remember it very well. I have a feeling it wasn't. Parramatta versus South earlier this round was terrible. I have a feeling that Dogs v Para game wasn't good, from memory. All right, will be played there by Kurt Catewa. Leaguie, look in your chat on your actual account. I've closed the window now. Could you just tell me what it says? Otherwise, it will take me a little while to get it back up. Unfortunately. I'll give back a check. Oh, you don't need to. You don't need to. It's just if you remembered, I was kind of vaguely curious. I think that's a knock on Warriors there. Yeah, it was an opportunity for Adam Pompey, but it's going to be Dolphins ball there. Look at this. Pompey went up for it, and it's just, yeah, clean dropped. Would the hammer have got across to him? Probably, but it would have had a chance to offload back in field. That was on there. That was on. Ah, yes, Dogs v Para was 0-0 first half. Sorry, I do remember that game. I do remember that game now. Yeah. I'm having this one. Although I did kind of enjoy that 0-0 first half. In a kind of masochistic way. We can't tell you. I've sent you screenshots on Discord though. Okay. Okay. I will have a look after the stream. Actually, I can have a look now. Because it will probably be quite funny. It's a bit hard to tell you what's going on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, it's timed out just by all of them. Just by absolutely all of them. I don't know if you can't actually read that, but anyway. I was timed out by all of them. That's so funny. It's when you said the word leadership, but the caption has since been fixed. Oh, okay. So leader, yeah. Leader S-word. I see you, by the way, Chico. He just tried to send me a message on Discord saying hi stream. Didn't come through. Very close. You missed by a matter of seconds. Leaguie, can Roosters win next week? Unfortunately, no. Because we have a bye. We might beat the bye, though. I hope we will beat the bye. Keep scrolling. I could see that there were just heaps of them. You're still timing me out? Why? Yeah, no, I know. Just 86,000 seconds you're timing me out for, which I think is 24 hours. Do Penrith scorch Cowboys? I believe so. However, Cowboys are a side who, especially up in Townsville, could just come up with those random upsets. They just can do that. So it's a game that I think could be a bit interesting. Will it be 20-0 after 20 minutes? Quite possibly, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, Catewell there on the halfway line. We'll play it for Sam Healy. Barnett now out. Well, he's been out there for a while, but running out on the second tackle there. On the third, plays it for Healy. Now through Aaron Clark. Nice short ball there for Vaimonga. Will hold it. Doesn't get enough load away. The Roosters will lose to the bye since that's a Roosters thing to do. We are sitting in third place right now, so, you know. Anyway. Can Eels win against Sea Eagles next week? Yes, but almost certainly won't. Kick there from Tamade Martin. Topiki went up for it. Topiki might have come down with it, but I think Hammer's got it. We've got a whistle here. They're screaming for challenge here. They're screaming for a challenge of the New Zealand Warriors, and they are going to put one in. All right. Warriors are saying that there was an escort on one of their kick chases. Let's see if they get this one. If they do, that's huge. Inside 15 minutes left to go in this game. They're within 2, and this will be a full set right on the Dolphins line. Since no one has done the thing yet, Jermaine Asako, he scored 2 because that's just devastating. Has he? Yeah, he has, I remember. They're saying no escort there from Max Plath. They'll still review the contest here. Topiki gets possession there. I thought Hammer did actually initially. Yeah, and then he's tackled. So it's going to be challenger unsuccessful. Check general on Discord. Do I absolutely have to? Do I absolutely have to, love? I'd rather not. I know I checked the thing for my mods, but I'd rather not make a habit of that. Yeah, no, it was definitely off Team Topiki first. Top 3 teams you would want to win the comp. Roosters, Warriors. Third place, there's a bit of distance, I will say. Probably Raiders, maybe Parramatta. Actually, maybe Parramatta before Raiders. I don't know. I like the Raiders more, but for the case of it being better for Rugby League, I think it would be Raiders third. I think if it was a Raiders Paragraph final, I'd be going for the Raiders. So it would be Raiders in third. Rank every Jai Arrow team. Broncos. Well, how much I like them. Titans, Broncos, Souths. For sure. Okay, thank you, Ollie. Thank you. All right, run there from Team Topiki. 13 minutes left. The Warriors, they obviously have a heap of time left on the clock, and they're still only within 2. But you get within that 10-minute mark, and there's suddenly a little bit of urgency about what you're doing. Can the Dolphins defend their way to a 2-point victory here? How Penrith win? 1 by more than 30. 2 by 1 or 2. 3, the game is cancelled if they play Titans or Dogs. True. Then they definitely won't win. Healy then. Good run from the interchange hooker for the New Zealand Warriors. Catewell then. To go to the right-hand side. Martin will put a kick through on the last. I'm not sure the Chasers were on side there. He sort of held it back, but anyway. It's a good catch for a Selwyn combo. Danny, I'm so confused by everything that's going on. Lorenzo says, should I go to Australia versus New Zealand at Allianz Stadium? Yes, you should. I will maybe be there. I don't really know what my plans are. Surprised Titans haven't done much to pay tribute to Jai Arrow since he was a key figure in their club. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it was a while ago. Maybe they'll do something around the birthday period for Jai Arrow, but yeah, tricky one. All right, run there from Frankie Molo. It's going to be Basha King at a dummy half. Going to the right-hand side. Schneider puts it up in the air. He was really hit as he kicked it, so it was good kick in the end. And a catch there by Tain to Alpiki. 11 minutes left now. It's close. Hello, Ake. Thought you'd appreciate this. Got a classic I'm Telstra scam call today. I screamed the entire do not redeem bit at them. Got cursed in Hindi before they hung up on me. Am I able to swear in Hindi? Did Leaguie swear? Because I know a lot of Hindi swear words as a result of my love of scam bait content. That's great from you. Let's go. Love it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I want to go to an NRL game in Oz. I've gone to one at Go Media Stadium in Auckland. Well, I've gone to a lot of NRL games in Oz, but I want to go to a game at Go Media Stadium in Auckland. So, yeah. We are the inverse of one another. Aristevita with a kick up there. It's going to be caught by the hammer. Dolphins are happy and comfortable going set for set at the moment. What a game, lads. I know, bro. I know. It is tight. I'm glad that I struggled so much to tip this one because it has really turned out that way. Swear in Hindi, I can't tell. Markabul. Ben Chod. Mother Chod as well is another one. Randi Kalatka, I think, is maybe something as well. Anyway. Alright, here we go. We're nearly within 10 minutes to go. It's interesting how you play this if you're the Dolphins. I would be just looking to get through my sets and back by defense to keep the Warriors out for the next 10 minutes.
Hey, Leaguie, someone
But I
just
wonder if
redeemed
they
a
think
thing.
20 is not a winning score.
Lorenzo Theraborn just redeemed Pepsi Max Sip.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Also, the only time I've discouraged swearing was on Anzac Day. No. I know, but I obviously feel a little bit held accountable. You know, the presence of Did Leaguie swear makes me less likely to swear, which is a good thing. Does this count for Did Leaguie swear? No, we have established that. What did Ben Cho do to you? I don't think that's how it works. Although I will say, oh yeah, Chota Laura. Chota Laura is another one I know. Yes, Chota Laura I know. I like Fire at Will. Fire at Will is funny. What did Will do? There was another one I thought of the other day. I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah, I know what it was. It's a bit of a niche reference. I was watching an X-Men movie, X-Men Apocalypse, and at the end, Charles Xavier says to Jean Grey, "Thank you, Jean." And I heard it as "Thank Eugene," and I was like, what did Eugene do? Who's Eugene? Why right at the end of the movie have they introduced this Eugene character? Deeply silly. But, anyway. Cool. I'm telling you, Game 2 at Eden Park next year will be nothing less than special. And you best believe Auckland will bring the mana, the money, and the ticket sales. I'm excited about it. I am very excited about it. I've said Origin won't work in other countries, but I think New Zealand is the only other country where it can. Alright, kick up over the top there. 8.5 minutes to go. Bostock knocks that one on. Torpiki gets it and pins the ears back straight away there. Good kick return from the little fullback. 8.5 minutes. What can the Warriors do here? Out of dummy half there, Eremia Tawava. Eugene, the autistic dude from The Walking Dead. I have not seen The Walking Dead, but I have played all the Walking Dead Telltale games, which I'm keen to do during the off-season as well. Tomato Martin clean through. He hasn't got the support that he needs. Oh, I tell you what, if he hadn't been ankle tapped there, they would have got it. Leitawa holds it. He's got a little bit of space here, the center. Jeez, the ankle tap has probably saved the win here for the Dolphins. This is the 0 tackle somehow, is it? Anyway, I didn't see how it is, but it is. Catewell, out to find Dean, Aramea Tuava. They've got a full attacking set here, the Warriors, right on the Dolphins line. It comes down to this. Holy. Now in the hands of Chanel Harris-Savita. Mitch Barnett stepping around the middle of the field. Good tackle there from Plath and Jeremy Marshall-King, as well as Tommy Flegler. Healy and a dummy half. They go to find Aaron Clark running himself. We'll just take a tackle there. Eugene Gray, yeah. Thank you, Eugene. Who the hell's Eugene? Tennis Smith. Tamane Martin holds it. Doesn't go the big pass. Seriously, if he stood in that tackle, Could have got the ball out to Leitauer, and I think Leitauer probably gets there. Barnett close, but won't get there. This will be the last. They've been up to the defensive task so far, the Dolphins. Healy to find Tamale Martin. They're going to go through the hands. That's way forward. Not finding the kick there was absolutely not the play, and that is defense for the Dolphins that can win you a game of rugby league football. How good was that? Tamale Martin had to find a kick, try and get a repeat set, but it was brilliant work for Tamale Martin. But Herbie Farworth, just the ankle tap. Jeez, how good is that? I got scam calls from Belong and ended up posing as the Brisbane Crematorium and Steakhouse. You kill him, we grill him. How good is that? They then sent me a message thinking my number redirected to an auto reply bot. That is heaps funny. That is heaps funny. Yanni or Laurel? Yanni. Oh, error. Error from Dolphins. Oh my god. No. Warriors get to attack again here. They're 20 meters out. They're 20 meters out. I could hear both Laurel and Yanni, by the way, though. But for initially, I could only hear Yanni. Topiki straightens, going himself. I reckon it's going to be a boost too far here for the Dolphins. I can see it for the Waz. Laban gets it to Healy. The crowd are loving it right now. Clark. Short ball, Barnett. Gets away from one, gets away from two. He's bloody close. He's over. He'll be held up. The scramble defense for the Dolphins is incredible. Incredible. It's confirmed to be Laurel, actually. Yes, no, I'm aware of that, but I heard it as Yanni. And then one day, randomly, I heard Laurel, and now I can hear both. The dress is also not white and yellow. I always only saw it as black and blue. I don't know how anyone saw it as white and yellow. Anyway, played there. Healy. To find Tamale Martin. Oh, good work there for Tanner Stowers Smith. Sorry, what the hell? For Team Topiki to stand in the tackle. What the hell am I thinking with Stowers Smith? Regardless, it's all happening and my mouth is running absolutely wild. Stowers Smith. Tamale Martin. Why am I calling everyone Tanner Stowers Smith? Barnett, not Stowers Smith. Played there. Healy. Dummies goes himself. For his hero moment, he scores! He scores! And with 5.5 minutes left, Samuel Healy might have won this generationally good game for the New Zealand Warriors. Rugby league is about moments, and in a moment, this young fella has etched his name into New Zealand Warriors history. What a play there from him. Initially, it looked like he was going to be held out. But, geez, just had a little second attempt there. Sam Healy, how good is this game? How good is this game? Absolute rugby league. What more could you want from this sport? Yes, Stowers Smith, we carry the flame. Yeah, I'm happy to say Stowers Smith has scored that. I'm happy to say Stowers Smith has scored that 100%. My God, that's good. My God, that is good. Absolute rugby league. Up the effing wires. How could you not? How could you not? Just the fight there to get to that line. It was going to be too much for the Dolphins. Jeez. New Zealand Warriors. They ain't giving up this season. They ain't giving up. And I'll be honest, I'm just kind of waiting for them to drop off. I have been. I'm waiting for last year's form slump at the end of the season to happen. I'm waiting for the reality where we say, oh, the Warriors, they were very, very good, but maybe they just peaked a little bit early. It's not happening. It is not happening. Absolute cinema. Cinema, ladies and gentlemen. Hell yeah. Things are rapidly going down. That's not true. What the hell? No. Prelim final, anyone? I see it. Look, I think that there's a distinct best four teams in the competition. Penrith, Dolphins, Warriors, Roosters. For some reason, at least on Fox, as Pompey converts that one to put it 4 points as the gap. No. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I'll just add another field goal on.
Well, that's why you get the big bucks, baby. That's why you get.
That's not why I get the big bucks.
Greetings to you, my dear beloved. My name is Alice Walton,
Ha!
a businesswoman and America's citizen and the heiress to the fortune of Walmart stores.
That's a Bondi Beta reference. I'm impressed that I got that, given that it was like 6 years ago that I made that video, but still. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, on Fox yesterday after the game, they were talking about how the Roosters are flying under the radar, you know. They're a contender too. I'm like, they're in there. They're in there. It's going to be play on Dolphins here. The game's not over. The game is not over. They could absolutely yet score here. They're 30 meters out and they have a full set in front of them. Flegler with a run. Roosters think they're on the team. Who invited, bro? I absolutely think we are. Absolutely, I think we are. And I'm curious to see if you guys agree. Maybe it is just my own bias. I don't know, but I absolutely think that we're there. Here we go. Schneider. To find the hammer. Underneath. Run from Finda Fumiaki. Yeah, we have seen that egg. We have seen that egg. That's sort of what I'm waiting to happen. Not necessarily just in the grand final either. On to find Cobbo. He'll straighten Selma Cobbo. He'll score Selma Cobbo. He'll score Selma Cobbo. This game is fundamentally stupid. How good is this sport? Wow. You never know what's going to happen in rugby league, and don't let anyone ever tell you that this isn't the best sport in the world, because you are watching tape plays one of the best games ever. You really are. This is one of the best games that there has been. Oh my god, Selma Cobbo got the ball there, straightened, bang, over, scores. He was denied earlier, but they've got a kick to win it. They've got a kick to win it. Absolute rugby league of, quite frankly, the highest order. Of the highest order. How can you not love this game, bro? How can you not love this game? This is incredible. That could be an obstruction. I thought that initially. I'm going to say it's not. Maybe I'd want it to be not. But, yeah, there was a slight hint of it. I think it would be very harsh to take this off them. I will say that. Very harsh. Hello, 4F. Hello. The referee is still in front of Jermaine Sako here. We haven't got try confirmed just yet. And he now walks behind. I think we have got try confirmed. We have got try confirmed. Wowzers. Folks. How good is this game? How good is this game, bro? Someone Thorbo has put fins up. He has. This is brilliant. A kick to win it from the sideline.
Don't miss it. Container, firstly. Shoelace, run home. A clutch.
Isako, are you clutch? Are you clutch? He hits it. He's got it. He's got the conversion. And he might have got the 2 points. Oh my god. Short kickoff incoming. Yeah, bro. There could yet be a twist in this tale. Your reactions to the Dolphins scoring and Warriors scoring is day and night. I like both of these teams. I promise you. I like Warriors more than I like Dolphins. It's more just the context of the moment. Is it day and night, really? Which one would you think is better? Or who do I prefer? Oh my days. How good. They go the short kickoff. Is it short enough? It's not. Bostock gets it. They'll still get a set here, the New Zealand Warriors. We ain't done yet. But the Dolphins now have an opportunity to truck it upfield. One of the greatest wins in Finns history, maybe. It's up there. In terms of how good the game is, it's absolutely up there. Bostock is so underrated as a centre. Is he? I mean, he was in the Origin team. Like, is he underrated? But I know what you mean. Maybe by the general public. These 2-point losses are brutal. I'm sure they are. Alright, played there by Jeremy Marshall-King. He's in a dummy half here. On the last. Gets it to Schneider. They will get a set, the Warriors, if they can make this catch. It's caught by Bostock. But the Dolphins have done exactly what they needed to do. They've got the Warriors coming off their own 10-meter line. I'm sure this is done, but I guess you're not allowed to lift a player to catch the ball. Has it been done before, like in Union? Yeah, you're not allowed to lift a player to catch the ball. League, I think Dragons will win in Waz v Dolphins. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That's an opinion that I've ever seen. One of the opinions that has been given. For sure. No doubt about that. My God, how good is this sport? And just like that, all the momentum Rugby League had in NZ disappeared. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. They sold out every game last year, and they had a stinker of a season. 30 seconds to go on the third. That's not the expansiveness that they needed there. It was just a simple run from Mitch Barnett. They have to fire a shot here. Chanel called a couple players underneath him. Just runs himself. Gets an offload away for Tay Torpiki. And Schneider recovers the ball. And that will be the game. The Dolphins come away with a win in a generationally good game of rugby league football. What more could you want from this sport? It is so, so good. And folks, that's full time. Oh. How good is this sport, bro? How good is this sport? How can you not just adore rugby league? How can you not adore rugby league? That's incredible. A sinker of a season, they had a final at home? Sorry. I'm thinking of the year before. Wait, am I thinking of the year before? Maybe I'm not thinking of the year before. Where did they finish last season? Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of the year before. My bad, my mistake. Damn. But they sold out every game that season, though, anyway. They finished 13th. Holy. I tell you what, this sport is fundamentally stupid, bro. It is fundamentally stupid. Holy guacamole. What a game. What a result. What more could you want? That's brilliant. I've got to put up an Instagram post for that. I've absolutely got to put up an Instagram post. Absolute Rugby League. You have to do it. That's incredible. That is so incredible. Yes, 2024 was their down year in between as Broncos. By YouTube, says Lorenzo. Yes, we will be switching over to the other stream. The one for Cowboys versus Panthers. If you're on YouTube, you don't need to do anything. Just sit tight and you'll be automatically transferred to the next one. Hang on, I'm just putting up my Instagram post. How good is that game? How good is this sport? How good is it all? All right, I will end the stream on YouTube and you'll automatically be moved over to the next one. How good is that? See you in a sec. All right.